Welcome back to the episode of All Stars. In today's video, the still undefeated team of the Evolution is going to take on the team led by the badass Braun Breaker. Ric Flair wants to go for the figure four leg lock. Not a good start for the badass. The Steiners are in big trouble. First finisher given by Ric Flair in this match. Evolution is the only team undefeated in both groups of the tournament. Bloodline lost one of their matches, I think, to the Heart. No, which team was it? Now Braun Breaker wanted to go for that military press slam. He gets reversed. Ric Flair wanted to go for the pile driver. Also gets reversed. Exchanging reversals of finishers and now just a flapjack of a suplex. Face first. Ric Flair is going to be charged up, I think is the word. Braun Breaker finally connects with the military press slam. Both men have hit one finishers on each other. Ric Flair shouldn't be knocked out by this. He is the highest rated the wrestler of the team. Randy Orton is going to break it up. The team of Evolution filled with match winners who said, I don't know why I don't work when it's a big match situation. In the previous three tournaments, all that has happened to the Evolution or Batista related teams, I should say, is that they don't strike in the biggest match. They stay undefeated in the big tournament, like big group stages, or they have only lost one. Like Batista's teams have only lost one match all throughout the group stage. Like there have been like 30 to 35 matches that have happened, and Batista's team has only lost one of them. But when it comes to semi-finals, they have lost a lot of matches. Braun Breaker now showing off. He could have gone for the Steiner recline if he would have had it, but he wasted it on Ric Flair. Made a very obvious strike off the finish, and now Ric Flair is back to his feet. Both men are back to their feet actually. Both men don't have any finishes. So have a very closely similar stamina and finishes stab Braun Breaker with a bit of offense. Braun Breaker misses with the whip, and I think Rick Steiner wanted to go for the cheap shot, and that got reversed, and then everything just fell apart. The double knees that also gets reversed. The discus punch, and now finally a belly to belly overhead toss, and Braun Breaker gets the straps down. He was preparing himself, but Ric Flair, being the dirtiest player of the game, he just slides out of the ring, very sly from the Nature Boy. And now the AI fighting on the floor yet again. They have started to love this floor fighting on the floor. Now Braun Breaker, foot DDT to Ric Flair, which is quite ironical because Braun Breaker is the one Ric Flair is the one who usually goes for leg related moves. I don't think he did in real life. Only figure four was one of his major moves, or probably the chop block would be one of those. Rick Steiner gets reversed and thrown to the ring. Randy Orton gets reversed. Sorry, Braun Breaker gets reversed by Randy Orton. Russian leg sweep from Ric Flair. Flair needs to go for a finisher, but he doesn't have it. Sorry. He's going to work the arm. Ric Flair has been poised as a proper technician in the game, which he isn't really a technician. He's just a smart heel wrestler. Braun Breaker connects with the second finisher of the night. This could get rid of Ric Flair. Doesn't knock him out. Batista is going to save him. Where's Batista? Batista is a bit too late, but I think he managed to save Ric Flair, who doesn't have resilience. He does have low blow, but for that, referee needs to be down for long enough. I think the manual retargeting of refs is off, so the wrestlers can't target the referee. Now, both members of the Evolution playing dirty, they went for the cheap shots from the apron, and now a scoop slam or a body slam from Braun Breaker, I should say. Braun Breaker started showing off, and now it's the man who is the biggest menace of all tournaments this year. Hasn't won any of them, unfortunately, despite being so good. He was stuck in a dead-end team with Kane of Authority. That team won 4 matches, and all of them were very close victories thanks to Randy Orton clutching it up in the end. And Evolution was obviously pretty good, like I mentioned that. And then there was Generations Collide, and in that the PG didn't perform anything. Like they didn't even win a match. I think they actually won one match. Okay. No, won one match. I think that was against WCW, which was Ric Flair's team. Like before he was actually put into that team. Scott Steiner is one of the unluckiest wrestlers in the game. Now Randy Orton wants to go for the RKO. This could be the end of Braun Breaker, who reverses it. If you think why Braun Breaker has resiliency, is because I've given him. He didn't have it initially. Braun Breaker takes his second finisher, and the stat buff I gave him could be the reason why he survived that, because I gave him an extra finisher resistance stat, actually head related defense stat. And now Randy Orton going to work the eyes of Braun Breaker, playing cheap. This Randy Orton and a DDT, and now Randy Orton should be going for a tag. He instantly goes for a cover. I initially thought he was going to go for a tag. Braun uses his resiliency, and now Batista should have been tagged in, but Randy Orton wants to work the entire match on his own. He doesn't trust his Evolution teammates, because after the now remove of forfeited OC, they almost beat the team of Evolution. Randy Orton did a 1v3. He absolutely destroyed everyone in that match. That's why Evolution is still undefeated, but there are a few good teams Evolution need to defeat, because the group in which Evolution isn't that strong. The group A has all of the Samoan teams, like all four Samoan teams, and then that's got Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Triple H. So that's a very strong group. There's the reason why the Judgment Day is so low on the table despite being such a good team. On the other hand, the group B is filled with people like Gallus, which is not a bad team by any means, but they can't take as much damage as some of these people in these matches can. Even Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner can take a lot of damage. Like Scott is rated a bit too low, but his finish is going to be the main problem. It's a cool finisher, but the reversal is so weird. Why are there two reversals, and why does it happen 90% of times? And now Rick Steiner, who has been the MVP of this team so far, Batista doesn't go for the Batista bomb, weirdly enough. Goes for the neck breaker. Batista was the MVP of 2023, 2K23. He did what Randy Orton did in this year's game, sorry. He did a 1v4 against the current era team. That team had Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins, but Batista is back to his regular self finally. Batista goes for the first Batista bomb. Batista has been middling all throughout 2K24, something which is not expected from him, because like after the performances of the previous years by Batista, like it's very weird. The Batista 08 version was probably a menace. That's why that team was so strong. The Ruthless Aggression era team was so strong. This year, I don't know how they lost. Like they lost to the country, I know, but it was very surprising. Because they didn't lose to the. I think they lost to the Attitude Era. I don't know which team they lost to, but I know that current era actually won Standard Recliner attempt. That gets reversed. Batista doesn't go for a spear. Oh, he didn't have it. Now he does have it. Now hits the spear on Braun Breaker. This could be the end if Rick Steiner wouldn't have been logged out. Now Batista might want to go for the super finisher. No, he doesn't. So it's a tag team finisher, not a super finisher. I thought Braun wanted to go for the spear, but he didn't have signature either. And now Braun, who has a finisher, doesn't go for it. Goes for a spine buster, which looks eerily similar to Triple H's spine buster, who has a separate team. That's why he's not there. I don't want to know what would have happened if Triple H was in this team. This would have been absolutely disgusting. The Shield won. I think the Shield won the Factions Collide tournament because of Kurt Angle and Roman Reigns mostly. There was a weird signature reversal phase by both Rollins and Roman, in which like they would reverse every single signature they were hit with. I don't know how they would do that, and that cost Evolution their first tournament. That was the finals, I'm pretty sure. And the version was quite similar. Cody Rhodes survived a super finisher, one pedigree, and one pine buster. Scott Steiner wanted to go for the regular heavy attack, gets reversed, another double axe handle gets reversed, and now these two are just working the match. This does have a second reversal. It does happen. It's a phase of the match in which a lot of reversals can happen, especially if the momentum is going. Another reversal from Batista. Let's see who connects with the finisher first. Batista actually goes for a whip, surprisingly enough, goes for a flapjack, goes for a cover, breaks the entire momentum up. This is something which Batista never did in previous year's game. That's why he was so good. Scott Steiner, again, wanted to go for a combo, but Batista is going to reverse it. Finally, a move connects, this time from Batista, and now Batista gets the upper hand. He's going to tag in, I think, Randy Orton. Sorry, not Ric Flair. I was about to say Randy Orton, but I don't know why I said Ric Flair. Now Randy Orton with a clothesline. Braun Breaker doesn't go for the cheap shot. I thought the apron DDT was happening. Apron DDT? Draping DDT, sorry. Draping DDT was happening. Randy Orton does have a DDT variant on the floor, which is simply a DDT. I think that's Jake the Snake Roberts' DDT. Randy Orton is going to send Scott Steiner on the stairs. Randy is one move away from having a finish here. And he just throws him. Okay. Whip doesn't give any meter of any sort. Randy Orton is feeling it. That is a very 2000-ish Orton taunt. Batista is going to actually work Scott Steiner. But Scott Steiner with a reversal of the military press and the brainbuster, it doesn't connect. That move actually connected, but on the wrong person. But that could actually be very big. This actually happened when Stardust did it on Batista in the semifinals. That match was absolutely incredible. Probably one of the greatest matches of all time. It will be somewhere in my playlist, and that was also pretty popular in my channel. Normally I get like 100 views on every video. That was like 300. Ric Flair works the legs, just takes him down. That could be a signature actually. That is a signature. Working the legs of Scott Steiner. Loses a lot of health. A fair down submission move. Ric Flair now has a second finisher, but he goes for a cover. No one. Okay, actually Ric Flair was in. Sorry, Rick Steiner was in. And now Ric Flair wants to go for the figure 4 leg lock. That is going to be a problem because the referee isn't up. Awesome pin. Free stamina for Ric Flair actually. Because the referee isn't getting up. Yep, Ric Flair actually kicks out, but that changes the momentum for Ric Flair. And now the head crank. So for Scott Steiner, sorry. Head crank from Scott Steiner. Drops Ric Flair. The referee is still down. Finally back to his feet. And now Scotty might try to go for a finish. He does it. Now Rick Steiner has been tagged and he hasn't done a lot in this match so far. That was a reach attempt. The Bulldog is one of the best finishers in the game. It is so easy to hit. He was about to go for it, but Ric Flair caught him. Crosses him on the apron. Just throws him on the floor. And now Rick is trying to get into position for the figure 4. He couldn't go for it for some reason. And he just tries to tag in Randy Orton. Has a signature and actually he doesn't tag in Randy Orton. That was a perfect positioning for the DDT from Orton. That would have been so good. Whipped into the corner. A reversal by Ric Flair. I think that was a pile driver from Ric Flair that missed. Another captured punch to the face. If Rick goes for a finisher from now. Both of them are named Rick. How can I actually correctly say that Randy Orton is now legal? A very strong, a very, very unpredictable Randy Orton is legal. And now Rick Steiner wants to go for a tag. From Scott Steiner is legal. He wanted to go for the brainbuster. He couldn't connect. Orton also gets reversed. I think Orton was trying to go for the DDT, but an apron slam from Scott Steiner. One RKO on the floor. Scott Steiner is out. One brainbuster on the other hand. I don't think Randy Orton is out. Another one of those. Well, that was a brainbuster on the floor, so that makes sense. Shoulder tackle gets reversed. Scott Steiner wanted to go for another one of those. Batista, bite from Batista, not a super finisher, but that is going to be big for Scott Steiner. He's not going to tap out. He's from Rick Steiner just looking at him. He actually breaks the move up, doesn't use his iron jaw or anything. Batista with an incredible dodge. Now Batista wants to take him to a corner when he didn't need to. He could have gone for super finisher, but he didn't. What a big boot from Batista. He just stops Scott Steiner from in between his tracks. And now Rick Steiner, who has been the MVP of the team so far, has him in the corner. The finisher gets reversed. Batista goes for the Batista bomb. Now Batista is playing like Batista finally. First Batista bomb, second Batista bomb, first on Rick Steiner. And now Scott is going to try to save him again after he takes a hit. Steiners are playing dirty in this match. I think that was a grounded grapple move. Oh, wow, that was a good reverse from Batista yet again. Another Batista bomb, but the referee is down. Rick Steiner could have been knocked out from that. Now let's see what Batista wants to do. He wants to tag in Ric Flair. Even a better. That's even better. Because Ric Flair will go for a random cover and that's over. That is going to be a figure four. Is it a figure four attempt? No, it's not. It's not a figure four attempt. Rick Stein is back to his feet. Ric Flair could be knocked out with a single finisher because he's very close to being eliminated. Batista also took a brainbuster on the floor thanks to Scott Steiner. Brom Breaker is now legal. He hasn't been that good in this match, but he does the job of being an anchor. He takes the big moves like he should. Now Ric Flair flips Braun into a corner. No double team from Rick. Batista is just watching. Breaker goes for a spear cover. Batista is going to save his partner, but Ric Flair is making a lot of mistakes in this match. He could have ended Rick Steiner in that very moment. He didn't. And now he's going to be hit by a Steiner Rick liner, gets reversed. Finally, Ric Flair. He was almost caught. Actually, Ric Flair has two kinds of pile drivers. So that wasn't his finisher that he tried to go for in the previous occasion. He got broken up. Ric Flair still doesn't want to go for his finisher. He doesn't want to go for the chop block. It's a sleeper hold that is also his finisher that knocks Brom Breakker out. And I think the sleeper is his whip version of finisher. That is not his regular finisher. It could be. And now Steiner, who was connected with two brainbusters surprisingly, connects with the third one. Does connect with the third one. That knocks out Ric Flair on the perfect timing. Scott Steiner actually pops off a missed big boot from Batista, but he's going to reverse whatever Scott Steiner had planned. Big elbow from Batista, and goes for a cover. Rick Steiner isn't going to be available to save him. Scott Steiner actually kicks out. Oh, that was a bit surprising. And now Batista is going to try to tackle him and get reversed. See, well, he didn't get reversed. Wow. Batista isn't getting unlucky in this tournament. Wow. And Batista goes for an apron slam onto Rick Steiner. Both men had the same idea, but both men wanted to go for the shoulder tackle. Once again, Fireman's carry gets reversed. Scott Steiner with a Frankensteiner doesn't knock Batista out. That could have been very big if that would have knocked Batista out. That would have been a big victory. And now Batista is being dragged to the ring by Scott Steiner. He has a finisher. If that also connects, that is going to be a big miracle. Batista is being covered. Batista has enough health to actually kick out without resiliency. Please don't use resiliency. He doesn't. Batista survives. If you can see, I have a clear bias for Evolution. I know why they are so good. Like, it's got Randy or Batista and Ric Flair. Also Triple H. You can't go wrong with that team. Batista wants to go for the spine buster. It's a flapjack. That was a good decision. Good decision. He didn't go for the spine buster because he wouldn't have a finisher. Scott Steiner kicks out at 2.5. I thought he was almost done. This has been an incredible match. Batista wanted to go for the Batista bite, but he doesn't go for the spear. Oops, that's a big mistake. Shoulder tackle in the corner. Gets alley-ooped from the apron and goes for a cover. Scott Steiner is going to try his luck. Try to use resiliency of Batista. Batista gets. That is incredible. Batista had resiliency. He didn't kick out. And now the Steiners have pulled an upset over an undefeated Evolution. This tournament is turned on his head. All of the top teams have lost. The crowd is going crazy. The Steiners have done it. They are not on the top 4, I think. Still, that's an incredible performance from the Steiner. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.